All night long I've been smelling spare ribs of sauerkraut that wifey has had cooking. Oh my God, they smell so good. I'm not much into the sauerkraut side of the house, but as far as flavoring and making the ribs tender, oh, it just melts off the bone. You just can't beat it. Oh, I've just been going crazy smelling it when I got up in the middle of the night last night to let one of the doggies out. It was just driving me crazy. I almost went over here and stole a dish. Anyway, hopefully she'll give me some today for my lunch when I go to work. Ooh, I can't tell you how that smells. Well, the last time I had a Mish-Mash, a couple of Mish-Mash videos ago, it was the 16th of December, and I told you it was 67 degrees out, or 60, I think it was 64, felt like 67. Look at now, more sleet on the deck. Is this amazing? Up down with this weather. We also just got some bad news too. I don't know. Great grandma's doctor no longer takes Medicare. That's just wonderful news, that is. I don't know what we're going to do now for her. Search around. Well, thank you, Obama. We appreciate that. Over the holidays, I really slacked on answering email, private messages, and YouTube video comments. I just got so busy doing this and doing that, and then when I got the time, I was so tired from doing all the other stuff, I just didn't have the energy. I did manage to kick up a couple of YouTube videos, which helped. But getting down to where where the rubber meets the road, where the comment sections are, I need to get cranking on that, and that's what I'm going to do. So for the next few hours, that's my main objective, answering all your comments. Well, I was going to make some comments, but as usual, all of the replies, as you can see here, are gray instead of blue. And when you click on one, look down here, the reply button is a light blue. When you put your comment or your reply in here and you go to click here, you can't click, it won't click. So none of these comments I can click on. Let's go back to another video. This was Mish-Mash 39. Let's try 38 and see what happens there. Maybe they're going through some maintenance, I don't know. Well, we got the same thing with Mish-Mash 38. Take Don Hiscock here from British Columbia, Canada. I put some X's in there, to simulate a response. And then I go down here to reply, and there's no way I can click on it. It doesn't change from an arrow to a hand. I just can't click on it. So that's it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe, I don't know. You just gotta love this Google Plus. It's just wonderful stuff. By the way, thanks for all the comments about old Gene. He wasn't my personal friend. As it says right here, he was a friend of the Radio Restorer. I hated to see him go. God, I have never seen a more honest man. He was always trying to give me free tubes. I had to fight the guy, He'd say, John, don't send me any money for these tubes. And when I first met the guy, apparently he was watching my videos. No, I know what it was. He was on the Antique Radio Forum. I was doing all my restorations on the Antique Radio Forum. And he wrote me a private message one time and introduced himself, said he lived in Amarillo, Texas, and he wanted to supply me with free tubes for the rest of my life. I said, Gene, that's not going to happen. I said, what do? You sell tubes for a living? What, you want to give away the store? I always accused him of giving away the store. Every time I sent him, I'd say I need 2 tubes or 3 tubes or 5 tubes. Bingo, a bunch of tubes would come through the mail. I mean, it was instantaneous. And he'd always say, don't worry about it, it's no cost. And I'd always send him money. He'd get on the private messages and chew my butt out. You sent money. I told you not to send money. It was kind of a fun thing, really. Or sometimes he would say the price of the tubes would be like $8. Well, I knew they were more than $8. What is he trying to pull? I sent him 20. And he'd write back, you sent me too much money. You sent me too much money. I had a lot of fun with Gene over the years. God, I hate to see that young fella gone. That is just horrible, horrible. I felt so bad about it. Because, I'm telling you, the radio restoration hobbyists, hobby community has lost a really good guy with this fella. A lot of people don't realize that. When you could pick up a tube from Gino for $4 and you got to go elsewhere and pay $12. Big difference, I'm telling you. He once told me he had he would buy tubes in 5 and 10,000 tube lots. I mean, he said he had tubes coming out of his ears. That's what he told me one time. And from time to time, people would actually break into that fellow's home and steal his tubes. He was broke in 2 or 3 times. That poor fella. Anyway, as I said, I hope he rests in peace. Fine fella, big loss, big loss. Well, since I can't give replies to the comments, this I never say die. I just do plan B. Plan B is to go around and watch some of the videos I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch, and I'm going to start with Michael Coates. He has one that's dedicated to his dad. It says, dedicated to my dad, 1990. Now look, let me tell you about Michael here for a second. He's, Michael's similar to Phil over in England in that he's been putting up a lot of videos. Look at this. So he put up some videos. But he's only got 12 subscribers. Come on, 12 subscribers. Come on, guys. Let's help this fella out. He's doing some good radio repair maintenance here. Let's find out what he's got. Let's get this young man some subscribers. He doesn't have to have 5,000 subscribers, but we can do better than 12. Come on, let's support these fellas, okay? I plan to watch this one right here, right now, about his dad. I love these kinds of videos. They're just so cool. Wow, this is turning out to be a really nice video. Now, I'm going to chew you out, Michael. We come over here to the about. You've got nothing in the description available. Come on, let's put a little description down there. What was his first name? Tell us a little something about Dad. Come on, don't be a shirker. That is so cool. That is neat. I have nothing like this from my dad. Nothing. Well, it's obviously it's dark outside, and I am still viewing videos. I've had a really good time here viewing all these videos. This has been great. It's amazing what you miss out on when you kind of get out of the mainstream for just a few days. Anyway, it's been lots of fun. I put a like down for everybody, even though I can't comment. I don't know. Right now I'm on my work computer. It might be the work computer. It might be the setup we have here. When I get home tonight, I'm going to try to. And it's never happened before, but you never know. When I get home tonight, I'll go ahead and try it there. Right now, I'm watching Old Radio Al's his Happy New Year and to his comrades video about YouTube being a really useful tool for connecting people around the world. And he's right. People who are like-minded. We get some people who click in here and they say, "Oh, I don't like this crap," and they'll click dislike and move on. But who cares? And it's fine. It's the like-minded people that I want to commune with. In the interest of catching up here tonight, there's one other thing I need to talk to you about. And it involves 1420thebreeze.com, the internet station I mentioned to you from time to time. I'm telling you, this wintertime's got me so congested. Every winter I go through this. Anyway, 1420thebreeze.com has a radio show on Saturday nights run by a fellow named Greg Van Beek. Now, Greg and I, maybe a month ago, had occasion to exchange a few emails. And in the process of exchanging emails, he says, John, he said, there's something I've been wanting to ask you for quite a while. He said, I might as well do it now. It's a great opportunity. We're talking back and forth with emails. How would you like to be a guest on my radio show on 1420thebreeze.com or 1420 AM radio? He said, I have a show on Saturday night, 10 o'clock, called Nostalgia Radio Time. And I said, what? I'm reading this thing, I'm like, he wants me to be a guest on his radio show? Who am I? I'm just some chump down here in Conway, Arkansas. I mean, my God, you got to understand, though, what my frame of mind was at the time. 2 weeks prior to him asking me this, he interviewed on his radio show Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin, I mean, come on, that was his 100th show, by the way, and Regis Philbin was his 100th guest, 100th show guest. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? One day he's interviewing Regis, the next day he wants to interview some guy from the tiny town of Conway. Oh, my Lord, I didn't know what to think about this. So I wrote back and I said, well, I don't know, you know. I mean, you interview Regis Philbin and who knows who else prior to that was very famous. And I'm sitting here, you know, I'm a nobody. He said, no. He says, you know, you do a lot of YouTube restorations and you pass out a lot of information and stuff like that. And I just thought maybe we'd talk together, you know, back and forth kind of on the show. And I'll just ask you questions. You just answer them, you know, and you shouldn't have any problem. He said it'll be a great show. You know, I contacted a few people. And, you know, old Brendan up in Detroit, and he just said, why not? Go for it. You know, what the heck, you know? He said, you know, I've been on a few radio shows. It's not that difficult. You can handle it. You can do it. He said, look at it this way, you know, just dazzle them with your footwork or baffle them with your BS, you know? Yeah, so you got to be kidding me, you know? All right. So I contacted Greg back. And I said, all right, Greg, you know, if that's what you want. I said, I just worry about ruining your show. You know, I don't want to have any. I don't want you. You know, your reputation has been built all this time, and 100 shows. And he interviewed me on a Saturday morning over the telephone, and the show will be aired on the 18th of January, 10 o'clock at night. You go here to the Breeze, the 1420thebreeze.com, and then, you know, you just find here where it says, let me see, program schedule, and this one Saturday comes down 10 p.m. There it is, right there, Nostalgia Radio Time with Greg Van Beek. Let me see if I can make sure I got this. Yeah, I want to get close enough where you can see it. Okay, 10 p.m. You just click on that link and it takes you right there. You know, now 10 o'clock might be a little late for some of you. Don't worry about it, because you can, if you happen to miss it, you can come over here to the audio archives on the home page. I've shown this once before. You click on it, and it'll take you over here to Nostalgia Radio with Greg Van Beek, and there'll be 3 to 4 shows here archived. Now, there's the one from November the 30th right there that had Regis Philbin on it. And mine will be coming up on January the 18th. So even if you miss it, it'll be over in the audio archives, okay? So you can listen to these shows, or you can download them. You can download the show from the audio archives and play it later at your convenience, whichever one you want. This one was a pretty good show right here on the November 30th with Regis. That was cool. And by the way, guys, on January 11th, there is a jazz singer, a lady jazz singer that Greg's going to interview, and she is a looker, and she's an excellent singer. You might want to tune into that one too. January 11th for her, January 18th for me. So I won't bore you anymore with this. You know, Greg did a lot of cutting and splicing, you know, and then getting this show put together, because we were only supposed to talk for like 15 minutes and wound up being 35. You know? So I have no idea what he's going to play. He picked out a few songs. He asked me, what songs do you like in the old days? And I picked out a few from Bing Crosby and stuff like that. And he asked me what radio show did I like from the old time radio, and I told him my favorite radio show, and that will be on that show also. One episode of that old time radio program that I really like. So I'm not going to bore you anymore. What I'm going to do is go ahead and shut this thing down for tonight, get this thing uploaded. I'll remind you again in a week or two about the show coming up on January the 18th. So thanks for watching once more. I hope to catch up on all those comments if I can ever get this stupid computer situation fixed up. I don't know what the problem is. I think it's YouTube. I don't think it's the computer. Anyway, until next time, this is John.